This is Unit 2, Lesson 7. Now you try example number 2, where we are going to prove consecutive interior angles theorem. So that theorem says if two parallel lines are intersected by a transversal, then the consecutive interior angles, or angles on the same side of the transversal, are supplementary. So remember, we cannot use this fact in the proof because that is what we are proving. So given S is parallel to U and transversal X intersects them, prove that angle 2 and angle 3 are supplementary. So remember that the consecutive interior angles is the only angle relationship when given parallel lines that does not have congruent angles. They are supplementary instead. So this proof is going to be slightly different than the proofs that we have already done in this lesson. However, we have our two columns, S parallel to U and transversal X is the given information, and that it's still a proof, so that still goes in our first place. Alright, so I can say that angle 1 and angle 3 are a linear pair. Definition of what a linear pair is. I can then say that angle 1 and angle 3 are supplementary. Linear pairs are supplementary. So again, we're building from information we know. Linear pairs, what do I know about them? That goes in my next statement. What do I know about supplementary angles? Okay, well that means angle 1 plus angle 3 sums to 180. And how did I know that? Supplementary angles sum to 180. Alright, so I've exhausted that information. We know that these lines are parallel, so I know angle 1 and angle 2 are corresponding, and they will be congruent. But I'll state that they're corresponding first, because again, corresponding angles can exist without parallel lines. Definition of corresponding angles. Now, because those lines are parallel, that was given to us, we can now say that angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. And again, I can write when two lines are intersected by a transversal, the corresponding angles formed are congruent. Or I can say corresponding angles theorem. Again, if you don't remember what the theorem says, the name of the theorem is, then you have to state what the theorem says. So now I have a relationship between angle 1 and angle 3, and a relationship between angle 1 and angle 2. So in line 4, I can replace angle 1 with angle 2. And that is substitution, when we replace a given value with another one. Property of equality. And I now have angle 2 plus angle 3 equal to 180, so angle 2 and angle 3 are supplementary. And how do we know that? Supplementary angles sum to 180, or two angles whose sum is 180 degrees are supplementary angles. And we are done with this proof.